Good evening, everybody. We are back for another round of the NASCAR Generations series from Daytona International Speedway. A little bit different than what we're used to, right, Dennis?
A little bit.
We've got trucks on a road course. You're probably thinking, whose kooky idea is this? The guy in the second truck in line on the inside. This was originally supposed to be a next gen race, and instead it wound up being trucks because I think it actually wound up working a little bit better. So we're gonna bring you all the action over 42 laps here. We'll get some race info up real fast. Like I said, 42 laps of the NASCAR trucks, local cautions only. So we will be green flag the whole time. We won't have actual cautions per se. Unless of a track blocker. We've got 69 degrees in the air, 77 degrees on the track. It is overcast, 95% humidity, so I think it's going to be a little interesting tonight.
She's a little humid.
Just a little bit. All right. So, as far as our grid for tonight, Tyler Lee is going to be your pole sitter with a 149.2 over Ralph Connor Jr. here for the battle of the pole position. Corn's going to start in P3. Eric Capps P4. Hayden Haller starting 5th. Mitch Degenhart is 6th. JD McHaley 7th. Sean Cameraman is going to be 8th. Ron St. Louis 9th. Diesel Weasels 10th. Mike McHaley starting 11th. And Special Phil, we've got him as 12th, but he is our race control for tonight, so we'll move back just a little bit further, though. Gary Freeman going to start 12th. Derek Sivers 13th. And Gabe Griffin going to start 15th for tonight's race as we get ready to roll here.
I did do some practice laps to help Phil set with the setup. And one thing to be mindful of, and we're going to have to watch out for, is these trucks. You have to be heavy on the brakes early. So we'll see who blows the corners.
I got a feeling we're in for a wild ride tonight.
What? No. No way.
No way. Fuck's sakes.
Well, and with this being the traditional roll up to the check or the green flag here, it's a shortened pace lap for the road course.
Yep. Typical for any IMSA race that you might have ever done here. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Too Fast Racing and Beam Host. Go give those guys a look if you're into the Beam and G side of things. We thank them for being able to bring us here tonight as we get ready to take the green flag.
His car is off.
And we're green. Like we said, not going to be any cautions tonight, but Tyler Lee with a good jump as he gets ready to roll down into turn 1 here. Not something these guys are used to. It's usually flat out all the way to oval turns 1 and 2. So I'm actually kind of excited to see how this races.
Yeah, I saw Mitch trying to look 3 wide and turn 1, thought better of it. A lot of people squirrely out of, what would that be considered, 2 going into 3 here?
Yeah, international horseshoe there. Everybody threw it clean, so that's good. Especially when you've got a group of guys that are predominantly oval racers.
I've turned a lot of laps here, but not in a truck.
As we get ready to head back towards the actual oval section of the track, Tyler Lee still your leader. I'll move back just a little bit further. We've got Zach Korn sitting in P3 or P2. I'm sorry, Phil Connor right behind him. And Tyler Lee is kind of putting a hurting on these guys.
He's starting to walk away a little bit.
Yeah, he's up 1.4 already. We'll see how he takes the bus stop, though. We were talking about that. It's going to be interesting because there's now big, huge bumps to the inside.
The front 6 are through it clean.
Almost every Ron's threw it clean. Diesel getting a little wild through there, but overall not too bad.
See Gabe Griffin here in the back making a move out of the bus stop there, taking advantage of the run he got.
Yeah, he's around Father Ball as we come down the front stretch with him. Tyler already diving it back into turn one. I don't know. I think if Tyler can get a good run here, maybe gap him out, that'll make up for the race at Nashville a couple of weeks ago. But so far, smooth sailing for Tyler Lee.
Everyone's playing pretty nice with each other. Everyone's single file. Even all the way in the back here, you got Father Ball and Diesel fighting for position. Father Ball prevails so far. It's going to be interesting to see how old Father Ball does here. He's not known to run these road courses, so.
Everybody's still very single file.
Oh, Diesel slid off the track there.
As I missed that.
That was in the back for 12th.
Yep, Gary's behind him.
Yep.
Tyler through
everyone
1 and 2 oval.
Everyone spread out. Ralph is starting to contest Corn here for second.
We see that right here as we get ready to dive into the bus stop with him. Ralph's going to go to the inside. Corn's going to shut the door on him. And out of the bus stop he goes. See if we can't move back a little bit further here. Eric Cap, Aiden Haller, nose to tail. And we just see JD McHaley peeking into the picture. He's sitting P6.
Yeah, the closest battle we got right now is Aiden and
Cap
right now. Yeah.
Aiden gonna go real wide. He touches the wall on entrance. We'll have to see if the silent assassin has the road skills to make it towards the front. Meanwhile, your leader Tyler Lee just threw down a 149.4. Everybody else in the 150s to 151s.
Hey, I got Corn and Ralph are running almost identical lap times, both 157s.
Yeah,
150.7.
Yeah. Oh, Ralph locks up there.
Tyler Lee goes wide.
He's still in control. He's got about 2 seconds over Corn. And he's already back onto the oval and gone. As you've got Corn and Ralph in tow. Let's see if we can't get a little bit further. Eric Cap's pulled out on Aiden Haller, who has dropped back to JD McHaley at this point.
Yeah, JD's looking to contest for 5th here going into turn 1. Or no, I'm sorry, we're coming out of oval turn 2 going into the bus stop.
Yep. See if he makes a move here to the inside or if Aiden covers. It looks like Aiden's going to cover that.
JD swings a little wide, seeing if he can get a better run out.
And they've caught Eric Cap. I'm not sure what happened to him.
I think he was trying to be a little more cautious going into the bus stop. We got Gary just spun coming out of the bus stop.
Oh, man. He gets it back going.
Rolling again.
I don't see any damage on that truck.
I got Derek looking underneath Father Ball here on the front stretch. Diesel looking to follow him through.
We've got the top 3 already through International Horseshoe there. We're going to come over to the kink. Man, Tyler's up to 2.1 and he is pushing it. You can see these guys are really getting down as they head through the kink there.
And with the track temp being lower, it's going to give them more grip.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think that's going to help a lot just from the aspect of a lot of these guys not typically road racers. So
Mitch lost some spots there, went wide. He's back to now ninth.
I was gonna say, yeah, Mitch back in ninth.
Aiden had a bad corner coming back onto the track, onto the NASCAR oval. JD got around him.
We're gonna throw this up on screen. I'll help everybody follow along so we know who we're looking at here. JD trying to run down Eric Cap as they come out of turn 4 and head across the start finish line. JD just crossing the line there down into road course turn 1. Good Lord, if I can talk.
Those three are still right there with each other.
I know they just come through that jig jog right after oval 1, and I mean, if one of them slips up, it's game over, because they're so close that, I mean, it's gonna take somebody out. It's not like these cars, or trucks I should say, stop on a dime.
No.
Your leader, Tyler Lee, about to go back onto the oval circuit here. He's up to 2.7 over Corn.
Saw Ralph get loose and that tight right-hander right before you come back onto the NASCAR oval there, and lost a little time to Corn.
I'll come back to JD. Eric Cap is pulled out on JD McKaylee and Aiden here. These guys about 9 seconds back from your leader, so I mean it's pretty early in the race, but that's, whoa, Aiden's off. I think he just, I'm not sure what happened. He just turned left and slowed down.
He turned left to avoid running in the back of JD there.
Ah, okay. So you've got, what, 5th through about 8th, all within, I would say, about a second of each other.
Yeah.
So, Tyler Lee still holds a 2.3 over Corn, but we see Corn and Ralph starting to creep back into the picture here. Has Tyler Lee overused his tires?
Well, and with these kind of style racing, if he gets out to that 2-second lead he's got, it doesn't take long. One mistake and they're right back to him.
Oh, I know. I'm bored with Corn here real quick. I mean, you can tell he's being nice to it. He's trying not to really get into the RPM. See if we can't jump on board with Tyler Lee. He's doing
throttle management in these trucks is going to be key.
Yeah.
Trying to keep those rears happy.
You could tell all of them are trying to manage it pretty well. See Corn back there off the back of Tyler Lee as we get ready to come down to the bus stop right along. Wow, they hit those little pyramids in the corners, and my God, the truck wants to jump.
It does not like them.
Nope, it hates every bit of it. So we've got Zach Corn in second, about 1.7 back, followed by Ralph Connor. JD McKaylee up to 4th.
Yep, he got around Eric Cap.
Yeah, Eric's sitting in 5th now. Aiden Haller sits 6th. Mitch Degenhart 7th. Ron St. Louis is 8th. Gabe Griffin sits in 9th. Derek Sivers not far behind him there in 10th. Sean Cameraman is in 11th. We got Diesel Weasel in 12th. Mike McKaylee is in 13th, and Gary Freeman in the rear with a gear back in 14th. So
Mitch made 2 passes that last lap.
Corn has gotten around Tyler Lee. Tyler's way off the pace there.
What happened?
Him and Ralph did.
Wonder if he blew turn 1.
That's kind of what I don't think he blew turn one. I think he blew the next horseshoe international down there. Tyler coming back on him though. Maybe he just needed to run off track and you know, cool his tires off.
There ain't no water out here. There's probably water dripping off the foreheads of these guys with the 86% humidity, but
yeah, I don't know who brought the clouds to the racetrack today, but my God.
don't let them put Corn to the lead.
Yep. With Ralph Connor right behind him, but Tyler Lee closing in on these guys.
He just attacks that bus stop way harder than these guys.
Oh, I know. He just nails it. Get all three of them in the shot here.
So coming from through oval 3 and 4, Corn's going to lead a lap this time.
Yep, Corn across the line here for the lead. He's only 0.4 up.
Ralph and Tyler are not letting him walk away at all. They're all right there.
Yeah, Ralph is definitely keeping Corn honest, that's for sure.
One thing that'll be interesting is when... Oh, we got Eric Cap coming in for pit road, actually. Just when I started thinking about when are we going to start seeing these guys come in.
Yeah, that's
Eric
interesting.
Cap is the first one down pit road on lap 8.
That's kind of interesting. Wonder if he maybe hit something? Because he's rolling already.
He might have found out with fuel strategy something that if he short pits now, he only has to pit one more time.
That could be too. Pit it early and stay out in front maybe. Back here to the battle for second. You see Tyler Lee, he's trying everything to get back to Ralph. I think he just needs to attack the corners in a few different spots, and I think he'll be all over him. But, you know, at the same time, you don't want to battle too much or Corn's going to pull away.
Yeah, and you got to manage those tires because if he gets a good exit through the bus stop there, though.
Yep, and then to the inside of Ralph Connor, he goes for second place. Yep, Ralph going to drop in. See if they can't run Corn down, I guess. We got a little bit of a battle back here by Ron with Gabe Griffin and Derek Sivers. Everybody all bunched up real tight.
All three of them hit those pyramids pretty good, too.
Yeah. I think there's this, you know, feeling of, you know, we can hit it like a GT3 still, and you just can't. We got Aiden Haller on pit road. I wonder if he's thinking the same thing that Cap did.
Well, I know from races we've done before, those two always are on like the same strategy.
Right. Pretty close. Stays pretty even. So.
Top three are still tight.
Ron is just working it in the corners.
Well, and a lot of these guys have road experience. A lot of these guys run the GT3s or some form of formula car every now and then, but not a lot of these guys have the stock car, heavy car on a technical road course.
Right. I think really with Daytona too, I feel like the only major technical spot is that bus stop, right? You've got to hit that just right or you're in for a tough time.
Well,
because that's, I mean, realistically, when we talk GTP, GT3 racing, that's where you make most of your time is in that bus stop.
One other spot that I always struggle with is coming out of the kinks of turn 1 into that next right-hander. If you miss the exit, that can kill your time going in through that kink heading up to that next right-hander.
Yeah, that's true too. At least
if you don't carry speed through that kink, That's a lot of time lost.
Yeah. At least they're not on the actual cup layout, because to me the cup layout with that chicane there by pit road is just miserable.
I understand why they do it to slow the speeds down coming into turn 1 and heading into the road course.
Yeah. On board with Tyler Lee right now. He's closed it in on corner. He's only about a half second back. I think he's just attacking the corners better.
He's definitely more aggressive on entry.
Yeah, he's not really getting after it on the tires off exit, but he's also, it kind of looks like he's opening the corner up a little bit more than Corn is. So that might be something to that. Ooh,
he's sitting 4th behind these guys.
He's not far off of them either. Only about 7 seconds back to JD from Ralph. You know, if these guys slip up or maybe they clean each other out, this could put JD in the driver's seat.
Eric Cap, after pitting, has made his way all the way back up to 10th.
Take a look at him. Aiden Haller on pit road again.
Makes me wonder if Aiden didn't come in for damage because he had just come in.
Yeah. Nope, he's still not rolling.
You got the top 3 nose to tail for the most part. JD's still back here. Mitch Dagenhart's 5th. Ron's up to 6th. Gabe Griffin's up to 7th. Derek Sivers has worked his way up to 8th.
Yeah, Eric through the bus stop there in 9th. The lawnmower, Gary Freeman, 10th place through the bus stop. Sean Cameraman is in 11th. Mike McHaley a ways back from Sean. He's sitting 12th right now. Diesel Weasel is just coming out of oval turn 2, and then Aiden Haller's back rolling, but it looks like he's a lap down at this point.
Yeah, and with no cautions or anything like this for
Makes
road
it
course
tough.
racing, once you lose a lap, it's hard to get it back.
Yep. And
Warren
Ralph
has opened a bit of a gap here.
Well, Ralph Connor's gotten around Tyler Lee.
We'll see if Ralph can't climb back up. I wonder if Tyler's gone too hard, too fast.
Well, Ralph's leaving Tyler in the dust.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already shaved into Corn's lead by 3/10 since we first saw this battle start. And then Tyler closes it back in on Ralph, but then Ralph's going to pull away out of the bus stop. I kind of wonder if the rears aren't gone on the back of that 21 truck.
With how much more he's been attacking the corners.
It makes you ask the serious question. If I had
Corn's
Fatherball,
opened up a pretty good lead.
about 2 seconds over Ralph Connor.
Ralph slides wide in turn 1. Tyler Lee goes back underneath him.
Yeah, it's like they're just trading back and forth every other lap, it seems like. And then they've got the lap car Aiden Haller right behind them.
JD's still in a nice little bubble there in 4th. Mitch has turned up the heat a little bit on his lap times.
Yeah, the last lap time for him was a 151. JD was a 154. Corn, your fastest with a 151.38 that last time around. So, few things to kind of keep an eye on there. Tyler Lee and Ralph Connor continue to battle. They're about 2.4 back. Let's see if we got some other battles going on around here. I just saw like Gabe Griffin trying to close back in on Ron St. Louis.
Ooh, father ball is in the wall going into turn 1.
Oh no! Looks like he might have got off on his braking zone a little bit there. It's gonna let Diesel Weasel climb back into possibly 12th, depending on how bad Mike's truck is.
Yeah, I think Mike's gonna let Diesel go right now so he can figure out himself how bad it is and not have
Yeah.
to not try to slow anyone else down.
Tyler Lee went up an entire second almost over Ralph.
Yeah, Tyler Lee just threw down a 151.0.
Yeah, and he was actually your fastest driver on track so far.
So maybe he just missed his marks a couple turns. Which, like I was saying earlier, these things you have to be on the brakes so heavy, so early that one or two car link or truck links, I should say, missing that mark, and it's gonna be costly.
Yeah. We'll keep the dashboard up for just a few minutes here, see what kind of speed they're gonna run into the corners, and they don't really get moving too terribly fast on the infield, but it's enough speed that when they try to slow it down, it's just it takes all day. Eric Cap, the man on the move, he's gotten around Derek Sivers. And he's on the move. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's on a lot fresher tires than all these guys.
I mean, the question is, did he take tires or did he just take fuel?
That's a good question too.
We just had Korn call in that he's going to go and pit this lap.
Keep an eye on Tyler Lee and Ralph, see if they follow suit or.
Yeah, we've got Korn off the racing line. Down pit road he goes. Tyler Lee going to come with him. And that's going to let Ralph Connor take over the lead. Good God, if I could talk today.
Yeah, turn 1 is a very heavy braking zone. With them not having to run that front stretch chicane, they enter turn 1 at 180 plus.
JD going to move up to second there as he elects not to pit yet. I got Diesel Weasel. Oh, it said he crashed. It must have just clipped the grass there. Mitch Dagenhart has moved up to third. Gabe Griffin going to try to get Korn before he exits the pits here. So we've got Korn off pit road.
Slide in behind Gabe here.
Yep. He's 31 seconds back, so that looks like it was a fuel and tire stop. We can actually kind of rough guess it if we go with... I know there's a way to show it with my overlays. There we go. 9.8 second pit stop. That should be fuel and tires. Man, you can see Gabe in front of him just all over the track right now. So I'm sure Gabe's going to pit at some point soon. Ralph out of the bus stop. And he's got a comfortable gap back to JD right now. About 13 seconds. Actually, almost 14 seconds now. '54's headed to pit road.
See if JD follows suit here. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I just heard him call it. Down pit road he goes. Mitch Dagenhart coming with him too. And Gabe's going to come. So that's going to let...
So we'll
we'll
see where this cycle's Korn out. See if Ralph made any time on him, staying out longer than he did.
Yep.
Ralph is
Look like down and away.
Yep.
Well,
He's gonna lose a lot of time.
Corn's pulled out on Tyler Lee. He's up to 3.9.
That's gonna move Eric Cap with the strategy that he's on up to third.
And he's not far off the back of Tyler Lee.
No, and he's running pretty good lap times. He ran a 151.6 last lap.
I got Mike Cayley crashed just about to the oval turn. He's rolling again. So I think we've gotten through almost everybody that had to pit. See, Gary's rolling. He's the last one I see coming off of pit road. So everybody kind of stretched out right now, but we'll see where that gets us. I've got to imagine we should see one more pit stop here a little bit later. And we'll see if Eric Cap's idea of pitting early to move that last pit stop forward, if that's going to pay off or not. Tyler Lee trying to make a run at Corn. He's about 2.4 back right now. Then Eric Cap about 7.7 before we get to Ralph Connor, who is on obviously newer tires. So do we see Ralph start to move forward, get around Eric Cap, and maybe try to reel those guys in? JD's sitting 5th. Mitch Degenhart is 27th. And then we've got Ron and Gabe in 7th and 8th.
We'll see if Ralph on these fresh tires can take advantage of them and get back to third around Eric Cap here.
That's what I was wondering. He's closed it in on him pretty good.
Tyler Lee last lap, 149.6.
Wow! He was almost 2 seconds faster than Corn that time. Yeah, Tyler's down to almost 1 second to Corn. We've got 27 laps to go. Still a lot of race left for these guys.
Ralph has caught the back of Eric Cap for third.
Mitch Degenhart having to serve a penalty there. Eric going to hold the inside lane going into the bus stop. Not going to allow for Ralph to get a real good run around him. But Ralph's going to take it anyways. He goes to the bottom side.
I think Eric knows that he's faster. No reason to fight him and lose both of them track position and time on track here.
Side by side across the tri-oval. Ralph going to move up. He actually ran that line about like a GT3 car through there. Nails the hairpin and away he's going. Back to the battle for the lead. Tyler Lee gets around Zach Corn on International Horseshoe entry there. So we've got a new leader again. Now, did Tyler learn something from the last time? You know, you can't run it like the devil and then pray to stay out in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So does Tyler back it down a little bit here to save the tires, prolong maybe a fuel stop, and see where this is going to wind up? But he's already 1.5 up over Corn. Yeah, so Corn floating back. Tyler Lee was a 150.4 to Corn's 151 the last lap.
Yeah, he's found something.
And Ron and Gabe are still fighting it out back here, tooth and nail for 6th and 7th. Looking at some other things. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens by the time we get to the next fuel stop.
Father Ball's wide international horseshoe.
Oop. Yep, out in the grass. There he goes. And that's the unfortunate thing with running here. If you wind up with damage without a fast repair, it's tough to come back from that. You can see that both front fenders on Mike's machine are knocked in a little bit there. Obviously not going to be very aero efficient down the straightaways, but also,
Yeah,
God knows what happened to the front end.
and with this track, with as much as you do run the oval here,
You've got to have it.
You have two big high-speed sections.
Interesting note, Ralph Connor, your fastest last time around, he was a 150.4, so he's faster than your leader by a tenth, and he's got Corn by almost 3 seconds.
He's coming. He's trying to get back up to these guys. He lost track position and lost time with those pit stops, and trying to make it back up.
Yeah, he's only 6 seconds back from your leader, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get closer here.
We're only 18 laps in, so not even halfway yet.
Go back to Tyler Lee for a minute. He's up 2.7 over second place Zach Korn. We got any good battles? We still got the Ron St. Louis Gabe Griffin battle. They stayed about 2 to 3 truck lengths apart the whole time.
Yeah, and they're only running a tenth off of each other too, and they're both running 151.3s and 151.2s.
Yeah,
so
that's solid.
They're running good lap times.
And guess who's your fastest again? Ralph Connor with a 150.3. He's a full second faster than Korn right now, and he's faster than your leader by 4 tenths. I mean, that man is driving it.
He's doing what he can to get back to him.
I think he's just doing a better job taking care of the rears.
Yeah, I know Tyler was pushing pretty hard to get back out front around Korn.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we got Ron St. Louis crashed. Oh. Nope, he just got off track a little bit. Back on board with Ralph Connor. We're going to ride around with him for a lap. And you can hear he doesn't get into it super hard. Not until it's pointed straight and the RPMs are already starting to build. I got JD crashed. He crashes right there at, which horseshoe is that? The Western Horseshoe. Yeah, tires are hot, JD. You're gonna have to keep them underneath you, bud.
Eric Cap with that strategy still holds on to fourth.
I think it might pay off for him here a little bit. Man, Tyler Lee up 4 seconds over Korn.
Yeah, he's got this truck figured out.
Okay, this is just nuts. Ralph just put in a 150.4. Your leader, Tyler Lee, with a 150.8. So Ralph is chipping away at Tyler's lead. He's got enough time to do it. Can he keep the tires underneath it long enough to really make that go? And does he push Tyler to burn those tires up?
I mean, he's reeling in Korn big.
Well, Korn just went around Fatherball there. Fatherball going to stay wide and let those guys have the inside.
if Ralph can continue this pace, next lap he will be 2 corns bumper.
Yeah. I honestly think a lot of it has to do with how hard you're attacking the corners and keeping the fronts on the truck. Ralph is holding at about 6 seconds back from your leader, and Corn is falling into the clutches of Ralph Connor here. Man, that bus stop is just kind of funky. We just heard Corn say something about he's coming down pit road. I don't know if pitting this early is going to make that much of a difference for him, because by then your tires are going to be used up by the time you get to that point. You know what I mean?
Got 22 laps. We saw the first stop right around. Oh goodness, I can't even remember when the first stop was. 13, 14. I just heard a call out that someone's wheel might have disconnected.
Yeah, that sounded like Derek. He's hard into the wall down there in the Western Horseshoe. So I'm not sure if that's gonna make it a night for him. Ralph Connor was the fastest on track yet again. He was a 151.2 to Tyler Lee's 152.0. So Tyler Lee, I think he's running the front tires off this thing a little too hard. You know, he's fast out of the gate after a pit stop, but then it all kind of falls apart after that. So hopefully, you know, he learns something over this run when he brings it down to put new tires on it. You know, he can start that march forward again, but Ralph down to a 5.7 on Tyler. And then a guy we haven't talked about much, JD McHaley sits in third. He's about 40 seconds back. Almost the distance of turn 1 to turn 4. So pretty spaced out right now.
Ron gets around Gabe coming back onto the oval 1 and 2.
Yep. We're going to have Corn marching through the field now on freshies.
Ralph was 4/10 up. 4/10
yeah,
faster still.
I was about to say that. All right. I got to step away for a second, Dennis, so I will leave you with Ralph for just a few seconds here.
Got Motherball just coming out of pit road. I can definitely see Ralph making up time on Tyler Lee. Definitely, I think the most time he's making up is through that infield section. Just quick run through again. We got Tyler Lee out front. Ralph Connor second. JD's up to third. Corn is in fourth with his pit strategy. Ron is up to fifth. Gabe is sixth. Eric Cap seventh. Mitch Dagenhart eighth. Gary Freeman ninth. Diesel Weasel is in 10th. Aiden Haller is 11th. Sean Cameron 12th. And Mike McHaley, old father ball, sitting 13th. Tyler Lee with a 152.2. Ralph was a full second faster than in that last lap. Got one wide through the hairpin here, the Western Horseshoe. That's Sean Cameraman. I don't think he hit anything, just went wide and was able to keep it straight. Got Corn battling JD here for third. Ralph is on a mission. His mission is to catch Tyler for pit stops.
All right. Looks like the 21 of Tyler Lee coming down pit road.
Yep.
He's already there. Ralph's going to take over the lead. Looks like he's about
He
to
was a
push.
full second faster than Tyler the lap before he pitted.
Holy cow. Corn with a 149.9.
He's got a lot of track to make up. I know Ralph hasn't pit yet, but if Ralph can keep putting these 151s in, it's going to be hard for Corn to make up that gap.
I think it would be tough to not pit here as Ralph has a good gap of 35 seconds. I mean,
Tyler pitted and still came out in front of Corn, so that is something notable to keep in mind.
I think it's smart. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because Tyler's already down to 25 seconds. Man, this is a tough call, right? You got 19 laps to go, so you don't want to have the fresh tires really reel you in before you pit.
But
and I got Corn crashed. Yeah, Corn's just getting back going. He was in the Western Horseshoe there. Oh, he downshifted too many times. He's gonna put JD back into third.
well, JD still has to pit.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, how far can Ralph and JD stretch this fuel? Can they make it on one more stop?
I think you're seeing a lot of guys pitting, knowing, okay, I can make it from here and carry less weight. But I don't think that what they're taking into consideration is the amount of fuel that they'll have, or amount of tire that they'll have. Is you got to think, okay, if I pit early, did you really use your tires?
Yeah.
How does this play out for all these guys?
Ralph dropped down to a 152.5 that last lap.
See where Tyler Lee comes across the line.
He was still on his pit out lap, so it was 213.
But he's holding good against Tyler Lee on fresh tires.
Yes. So that's one thing. If I'm looking, and with Tyler Lee being as far back as he is, he's not on his relative, so he can't see the distance unless he's got his standings up.
Right.
But I'm trying to manage that gap. If I see him starting to close
Even
2 to 3 seconds a lap,
yeah,
that's when I'd pull in.
100%.
But if I can manage that and keep it the same, I'm gonna stay out as long as I can.
Tyler Lee just coming out onto the oval section
As Ralph is leaving the bus stop. That's the distance.
That's a big gap. Waiting to hear if Ralph's going to pit this time.
Nope, not this time.
He goes another. down into turn one he goes. 150.7 that time. So Ralph dropping the time back down. Still holding about 25.5 over Tyler Lee.
We'll see what Tyler hits when he crosses the line here. Yeah, he was faster than Tyler Lee. Tyler Lee 151.
Yeah, so Ralph putting in the homework. Small battle starting to get ready to brew between JD and Korn. JD looking like
Gabe,
he's
sixth place car coming in for his pit stop.
Yeah. I think JD's been taking care of the tires a little bit better than a lot of these guys. He's holding his own. He spun a 152, so he's almost faster than second place.
Korn's running a 150.3 his last lap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Korn's on fresh tires, so
Ralph's still in the lead.
he stretched the lead out over Tyler Lee to 26.3. See if Ralph comes this time. Nope, he stays out again.
I think he's going to try to stretch it to just a one more stop. He did drop in his time there to a 151.6.
Yep. See where Tyler Lee's at when he crosses the line. Tyler's still in oval 3 and 4.
Yeah, Ralph has just got a comfortable lead right now. It'll be curious to see. Yeah, Tyler Lee's dropped to a 152.6.
Yeah.
And I think we might be seeing, with the rubber laid in the track, it might be dropping the time.
JD went faster than Tyler. He was at a 151.5.
And Korn was a 151.3.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with Tyler Lee here. He's definitely off the pace for a guy on fresh tires.
Might be trying to push it too hard.
Kind of what I'm wondering as well. Yeah, you see he gets a little squirrely there out of the Western Horseshoe, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe you might be right. Go back to the battle between JD and Korn. JD's still holding his own, though. Ralph up to 26.8, almost 27 seconds.
Ralph stays out another lap.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in when he gets to about 27, 28 seconds. Take tires, a little bit of fuel, make it to the end.
He's consistently in the 151.5s now.
Yeah. Let's see. Tyler Lee, 152. Oh, Tyler Lee's headed to pit road.
That's interesting. He also might have got a speeding penalty there. That would be awful close.
I have to see what gets said there, but that's going to give Korn second place, Korn around JD.
JD up to third.
Oh, Gary's around. You can see him in the back of that shot. Yeah, Korn with a
Ralph comes this time.
Korn with a 151.5. I think if it's me at this point, you've got almost a 40-second lead. You'd be crazy not to. Down into the bus stop
At the same time, he's
goes.
been able to keep the lap times low. I'm gonna try to run this out until I
Yeah,
have to.
true. The only one close to first and second is Aiden Haller, but he's lapped down.
Yeah. You got Eric Cap sneaking in.
Here
He's
he
within
comes.
eyesight
Ralph
of
Connor to pit
DD.
road. Oh yeah, he definitely is. Go off the nose of his machine for a minute as we go through the bus stop.
Ralph makes his pit box nice and clean. JD's gonna pit in this lap.
Yep, here he comes.
Corn's coming to the line now. Ralph is leaving his box now.
It's going to be real close here. And Ralph's on like 10 lap newer tires. So I don't think he's going to have any problem trying to catch Corn, but we'll see what happens. You see Eric Cap joining the fray here. Does he got enough fuel to make it to the end?
That's gonna be the interesting thing because he's on a completely different strategy.
Yep. Corn with a 2-second lead currently, but give Ralph a couple of laps to get some heat in the tires, and I think we're gonna see a fight to the end. Gabe Griffin off there in turn 1. He went a little wide. And just like that, Ralph Connors within 1.2 of Zach Corn.
One thing I was noticing, Ralph is so much quicker through the infield section than everyone else.
Yeah, I think that's where he's making up most of his time. Yeah, and you can tell he's kind of letting it coast through the bus stop, and he's still making up time doing it.
Diesel's coming down pit road for his last stop.
Yep. $152 for Corn that time. And you can already tell Corn's getting squirrely. I can see the back of that truck going for a walk almost every corner here. Ralph's not really pushing. He's just kind of letting Corn come back to him.
Which, you see Ralph having a completely different mindset and attack than what Tyler was. Look how smooth he is through this infield section.
Right. Speaking of Tyler Lee, he came back out in 4th place. He's about 20 seconds back from this fight.
Yeah, Ralph is right there.
Yeah, now down to 0.3. I mean, he's got Corn's draft. I think you'll see Ralph take him on the other side of the bus stop if he hits the bus stop. Oh, he's going to shove it right here. He says to Corn, I'm right there, dude. He forces Corn to make the mistake over the rumble strips of the bus stop.
I think here in this next infield section, you're going to see Ralph make a move because he's just so much quicker and so much smoother through there.
Well, I think Corn's trying to put the pedal down just a little too quick. So Corn 152 to Ralph's 151. The previous lap,
As
fastest lap of the session was set by Tyler Lee.
Ralph gets around Corn there. Corn looks back to the inside here in International Horseshoe. Oh, they make contact.
Oh, they make contact. Around goes Connor.
Now Ralph's going to have a lot of time to make back up again.
4.5 seconds. He's going to have to drive like a man possessed a little bit. So as long as he can stay smooth.
Yeah, Tyler Lee's last lap, 156. So.
Yeah, in the lap before, he threw down a 149.1. So Ralph's already got Corn down to 3.2 again.
Yeah.
So Corn not really getting away. Yeah, Ralph's almost down to 3 seconds flat. Sounds like race control deemed that was a racing incident.
Corn's pitting here. Corn called that he is pitting.
Yeah.
So I'm curious is if with Ralph staying out later, I don't think he has to pit again.
Yeah, Corn said that he needed fuel. So I wonder if Ralph stayed out long enough, he can make the end.
Got Gabe coming off a pit road here in front of your leader.
Tyler Lee third. You know, this might change things. Tyler pitted early. Does he have enough to make it?
Yeah, he double pitted like within
almost immediately.
Yeah.
That's going to be something to watch for sure. The question is does Ralph have enough? I mean, he pitted quite late anyways, well after Tyler Lee. That was after Tyler's second pit there. So I don't know.
This is definitely going to get interesting.
I think if I was Ralph, I'd be checking up early and kicking the clutch in.
Yep. Keep Gabe in front of you, use his draft, and
yep.
Got 10 to go at the line. Got Gary spun around here in the bus stop on the backstretch.
You know, I stepped away for a second there and I couldn't help but hear all the corn puns about corn pops, corn flakes.
Ralph has gotten around Gabe.
Tyler
so
Lee with a
drafting hump anymore.
Tyler Lee did a 150.7 to Ralph's 151.03.
I just think there's so much of a gap between them. He's going to have to start chunking lap time big.
Yeah, he's going to have to run like 149s over and over and over, and I just don't think that that's feasible. We got Eric Cap and G.D. McHaley. Oh, we got a group of guys getting ready to fight it out. You got Eric Cap with G.D. and Korn. The battle of the YouTubers is on.
I'm curious to see where Eric Cap's going to fall for his fuel strategy.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out.
Because I see a lot of these other guys had 2 double stint late in the race. Eric did his super early.
Yeah, well, what, he pitted on like lap 8,
7 or 8.
originally, so I don't know, man. I don't know. This could go a lot of different ways, but you got a
We'll see who did
three-way
their homework
battle.
with the fuel.
Yeah.
A 3-way battle for third coming through the bus stop.
Off the nose of JD's machine for a minute. He swings to the outside of Cap. I don't know if that's
Cap the preferred lane on the inside of turn 1 here, though.
I was just thinking that. Cap checking up a little early. He checks up a lot early. JD mailing it down in. I think JD's just got fresher tires than Cap does.
Yeah. Cap does keep Corn at bay for now.
I don't think for much longer, though. I don't know if Corn took tires that last time or not.
He does keep him on the outside there through International Horseshoe, heading into the kink.
Right, but in the kink, you want the inside.
Yeah. Cap's playing it smart. He's keeping him to his outside, not letting him get the run out of the corners.
Right. Corn going to have the preferred line here. Corn sends it up the middle and around Cap. Although Cap crosses him over, I just don't think Eric's got the drive.
No.
Off the roll
JD
bar.
has gapped these guys now with those 2 battling through the infield there.
Yeah, let JD pull out a little bit. Cap looks to the inside of Corn, thinks better of it.
Ralph still has a pretty big lead here for Tyler Lee.
19 seconds. Ralph was a 151.5. Tyler Lee a 152.5.
Yeah. It's going to take a mistake from Ralph for Tyler Lee to have a chance.
Yeah, I think Ralph's gonna have a pretty big screw up here. And with 8 laps to go, I don't know if I really see that happening. Back to the battle for second. Corn's all over the back of JD. He got really loose through that bend.
Yeah, and Eric Cap has closed back in on JD as well with Corn, so it's a 3-car battle again.
Gonna follow him around the track here. JD driving it like a GT3 car around here. And Corn just kind of almost looks like a little bit of reckless abandon, quite honestly.
He's just stalking his tracks, trying to push JD into a mistake.
I hear a little bit of trash talking from Corn.
Corn gets a better exit out of the bus stop.
They're still nose to tail, though. The Corn puns continue.
Corn looks to the inside of JD here.
Is Corn going to pop JD out of the preferred line? Ah, you see what I did there?
JD tries driving it deep. Ooh, JD locks it up.
Yep, Corn gets him in turn 1. Let's see if he could move him offline.
That puts Corn up to third.
I really like the paint scheme on JD's truck. There's something about it. It just pops.
Ralph still with a big lead over Tyler Lee.
It pops like corn in a microwave.
Oh, you're going to add to the pun game here?
I might. They can't hear it, so I've got to help entertain. Yeah, so Ralph was a 152 last time with Tyler Lee at a 151. Uh-oh. I hear Tyler Lee say something about a pit strategy's all messed up. I wonder what that means.
I think with him having to double pit like he did, not checking fuel beforehand, where obviously Ralph was more on top of the ball.
Yeah, but usually when somebody says something like that, do they have enough to make the end? We said it was early. I guess
what? He got a little squirrely coming out of the bus stop.
Apparently
Cap
there's...
or not Cap, I'm sorry. Ralph Connor's keeping with a 152.
Yep.
Tyler Lee's 0.2 faster, but that's not going to be enough to get anywhere near him.
Yeah, Ralph's still got an 18.6 second lead over Tyler Lee. Ralph just getting onto oval 1. Tyler just going through international horseshoe, or I'm sorry, that's Western horseshoe there.
Yep.
They kind of look the same with the way that the backdrop is, so it kind of threw me off. So
yeah, Tyler Lee coming on to the NASCAR oval. Ralph is entering the bus stop now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to take a massive mistake by Ralph.
Man, if I'm Ralph, I'm okay with these 152s if I'm not really pushing it, because
yep, I'm saving fuel, saving tire to make sure that I don't have to pit again.
I got plenty of gap. 19 seconds is a solid gap. Even if you're a second slower a lap from here on out, as long as you stay out of trouble, you're going to be fine. So, and we've got JD and Eric Cap right close together, and I believe that was Diesel Weasel behind him, which is interesting because the last lap Diesel was in front of them.
Yeah.
So your top three all with a 151.8. Oh my God, the puns keep going. JD talking about Zach Korn. He's just a little better at cornering.
Korn dropped down to a 150.8.
I think it's going to be too little too late for Korn, though. I mean, he's 31 seconds back.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he's going to make up the time to Tyler Lee here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 10 seconds. You need Tyler Lee to have a mistake. I've got Gabe Griffin crashed.
Oh, he slid off, went wide, and Western Horseshoe.
Still keeps it rolling, though. Ralph Connor still leads 19.5. He's actually stretched it back out a little bit. We got Gary Freeman in the grass. Oh, nope, there's just a lock up there. Back to the battle between Eric Cap and JD McHaley. That battle for fourth position. We're still not sure if Cap can make it the whole way either, though.
No.
See, it's interesting. Every time we come to the bus stop, if Cap's got somebody in front of him, he offsets to the left, and I kind of wonder if that's because he wants to be able to see that apex for the bus stop.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be something to that, because I know, like, in a GTP, I'll peek out a little bit just to see where the corner is. Just because you never know if somebody's going to check up way early or what. Eric is trying to take any little bit of real estate to get to JD's back bumper that he can get.
Aiden slides wide and Western Horseshoe.
That's
Gets
a
back on track, keeps rolling.
pretty normal corner to have that happen in.
You when I was practicing and with this setup, you have to lift and brake super early.
Ralph,
and it's a hard braking zone.
Gabe just did the same thing again. He did the previous lap down there in Western Horseshoe. But Ralph Connor stretching the lead over Tyler Lee. He's up 20.1 now. And actually, that's stretching even further. He's 20.7 and gaining. I think Ralph just, kind of did his own thing, drove his own race, and saved enough tire to where he's just pulling out on these guys big time. He had a
it's not
152.4 that time.
Yeah, it's not like he's putting blistering laps down. He's just being consistent.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a point to throwing blistering laps. As Tyler Lee comes across the start-finish line here in just a second. He's way off the pace. He went 156.
Yeah.
I wonder if he doesn't have enough fuel.
He might be in fuel save mode. We got 3 laps to go. That's a lot of fuel needed around this place.
I think he's clutching it on entries, trying to save fuel. That's the only reason I can explain a 156. Because now, I mean, Korn's only 5 seconds back at this point. And he's not really walking away from Gabe Griffin. And actually, Gabe is coming back to him. Oh, as Gabe gets really, really wild behind him. Easy there, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm riding on board with Tyler Lee right now, seeing what he's gonna do into the bus stop here. Yeah, he's not full throttle. The way Gabe just blew by him.
He's clutching it down into the bus stop too.
He's high gear coming out.
Yeah, he was just short shifting right there too. I don't think he's got enough fuel to make the end. We're going to have 1 lap to go next time by. And the random things you hear on the radio.
Things you can't say on YouTube.
Yeah, no, we can't say anything like that.
Yeah, Tyler Lee went back to a 156 again. And Korn is on his back bumper.
Yeah, I think if Korn goes by him, I think that tells us, hey, I don't think he can make it as Tyler gets a little looser out of International Horseshoe. He doesn't have enough fuel.
Yeah. That confirms it right there.
Yeah. Oh God, he went off of what crew chief told him. It sounds like Sounds like somebody needs to get DRE. Oh, there's a battle with JD and Eric Cap coming back onto the oval.
Eric Cap's got his inside.
But JD gets to the oval first, which if JD's smart, he can wrap it to the bottom and stay in front of him.
He's got him cleared.
For the moment. Down into... Is Ralph
Bus
Connor.
stop.
Yeah, Ralph Connor hit 1 lap to go there. Oh, Eric just about sends JD. Oh, no, JD gets loose. He still hangs on to the position. How, I don't know. Corn's made his way around Tyler Lee.
Tyler Lee's going to gamble and try to go this last lap without having to pit.
He ran a 156 again.
Oh, Corn's wide.
Oh, Corn's off. Tyler Lee's going to get back around him. Oh, and Tyler cuts him off. I mean, that's the only hope that Tyler has right now is throwing the kitchen sink at him and hoping that Corn makes a mistake. JD and Eric Cap continue to battle. Go back to the battle.
Try to pressure Tyler Lee into a mistake.
I think Tyler saved more tire because he was clutching, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. At this point, I would think that Tyler's got enough fuel to make it.
Well, as these guys battle for second, Ralph is out of the bus stop.
Tyler's around! And Corn drives on by. You've got JD.
Here comes JD and Eric Cap. Ralph Connor's coming to the checkered. Ralph Connor with the win.
Yep.
As we got battles ensuing back here, half a track behind.
JD trying to get to Tyler Lee. He's going to need a hope and a prayer to get to Tyler, but there's still a battle with Eric Cap.
Cap is not letting him walk away.
See if he can make a run around the outside here. Oh, Tyler Lee ran out of fuel before the finish, and JD winds up getting third.
Eric Cap got fourth with his strategy.
My God. I kind of think we need to come back to this. We'll come back to the pass on Tyler Lee by JD McHaley. I'm going to go on board with Tyler. We're going to back it up, see where he runs out here, because I'm very curious at this point. So I've got him in the middle of 3 and 4. We'll go in the cockpit and see if we can't hear it. Oh, he is running out of the exit of 4.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. That is absolutely heartbreaking. My God. That's rough. That is rough. But Ralph Connor going to come away with the win. You know, I think he played it smart. You know, he could have pushed it a lot harder in the middle of the race, and I definitely think that he played it well. He didn't really have to set blistering laps, because with being able to save some fuel, go a little bit longer, have fresher tires there at the end. I
didn't have anyone to challenge him.
Yeah, I think he just played it the best out of everybody. You know, Corn did a pretty decent job with that pit there with with what, about 12 to go. And he he came home second. I think it kind of looked like, tires might have been an issue there at the end, but now we can go ahead and get our results on screen now that everything is over. So goes the results. No, and of course we got practice results like always. But yeah, like I said, Ralph Connor coming home with your win. 34 seconds over Zach Korn. JD McHaley is going to be third. Eric Cap fourth. Tyler Lee still fifth. Still in the lead lap. Mitch Degenhart is going to come home sixth. Ron St. Louis is seventh. Aiden Haller's eighth. Gary Freeman ninth. Gabe Griffin is 10th. Diesel Weasel comes home 11th. Sean Cameraman is 12th. Mike McHaley 13th, and Derek Sivers, after that wheel disconnect, comes home in 14th. So like I said, solid race out of everybody. I mean, you only got two guys that didn't finish the race, but all right, let's grab Zach Korn and talk to him for a minute, shall we? Korn, do we got you? Korn, do we got you? Apparently we don't have a Zach Korn. So I will have to see about grabbing him for an interview later. So Dennis, thoughts on the race overall? I mean, this is something that we don't necessarily get to see very often with the trucks on Daytona Road Course.
No, it's definitely an interesting combo. It's a tricky combo at that. We've seen a lot of clean racing. Not very many contact. We had that one between Korn and Ralph that Ralph was able to bounce back from, obviously, and still win. Other than that, we didn't really see a lot of car-to-car contact. A lot of people sliding off the track, hitting walls and stuff, or just sliding off in general. But other than that, everyone ran a fairly clean race.
Yeah, like I said, Derek, obviously his issue was not anything to do race related, more hardware related. Fatherball had a little bit of an incident there going into turn one. And then I think he said something about a blown motor there towards the end of his race. But, I think the combo worked really well. I think it was actually entertaining. Because a lot of times you see a NASCAR vehicle on a road course and it's like, okay, is this going to be a snooze fest? Is there going to be something to talk about? But overall, I think this is a combo that works, and whoever runs the official series on iRacing, you should really look at this idea. This didn't look like it came out, bad at all. So
no, I think with the skill level that we have here, it's very vast. A lot of GT3 drivers, like I said before. So putting a stock car on it seems to work.
Yeah, even with the flat corners, you would expect it to be harder to drive, and it really didn't look that bad. I mean, you saw a couple of guys get a little squirrely late in the run, but that's almost to be expected, right?
I mean, even GT3s and stuff, if you burn your tires off it, they're going to get squirrely.
Oh, for sure. So,
and we see even your traditional road courses, if you overdrive the Glen, you're going to get squirrely coming out of the corners. So it's throttle control.
Yeah, the nice thing, at least with a GT3, is you've got traction control you can adjust. Here, you don't have that. It's all in your foot.
But that's where the skill comes from.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where the test is.
Yep.
You don't have the car doing it for you. That's all the driver.
Yep. So, well, I think that's it for us up here at the booth. The next one that we'll have, I'm not even sure what the schedule looks like. Let me grab that really quick so we can make sure that we give you the right information. So this was Daytona Road Course. Next one that we run, it'll be Gen 4s at Pocono. That should actually be a pretty good one.
That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how the new draft model for Pocono is going to work.
Yeah, especially down Long Pond.
Yeah, because from what I've been told, they buffed the non-super speedway car and nerfed the super speedway car.
So they kind of flipped it then.
Yes, that's from what I've been told. I haven't seen the Gen 4 at any of these big drafting tracks like Pocono. Obviously, it's not. It's got a lot more draft than your traditional 2 mile.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pocono's not generally a what I would consider a normal oval track. So
So
it'll
you got
be
your big straightaways that you're going to get your draft from, and then your tight corners where you're going to have to slow down for, like turn 2, tunnel turn, and then turn 3.
right. So, and it looks like Zach Korn's back, so let's grab him again really quick. All right, Korn, we just wrapped up watching this whole thing. You know, we saw a lot of good racing. We saw you try to take out eventual race winner Ralph Connor. I guess the question is, what poised you to come up with this goofy combination that we don't usually see?
So, I mean, basically, the original plan was supposed to be the next gen cars here, and when that didn't pan out due to the tire model change, the track update, we had to go with something different. I mean, you couldn't get the next gen around the track anymore,
Right.
mainly due to the new curbs. And so, on a whim, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to test the truck here. And I was thoroughly impressed. You know, I put on, I think it was the Watkins Glen setup, and it lengthened the gear, and it cooked. And
I mean,
so,
well, I mean, from watching it, you know, me and Dennis were just talking about it. It actually worked quite well.
it really did. I was thoroughly impressed with how these guys raced.
Well, in the racing overall, you know, you outside of, you know, Ralph playing the fuel strategy exactly perfect, there was still racing going on all the way around the track, even with green flag pit stops.
Yeah. And you know, if you and I have both done you know, GT3 endurance races, you know, that's the stuff you see in an endurance race. Okay, this guy pits and then this guy pits, you know, 5 laps later, and they end up back to back with each other, and that racing just stays there. And that's the beauty of, you know, road racing on iRacing. You know, somebody might have to pit 5 laps sooner, but that racing is going to come right back to each other.
Yeah, and you know, even you saw, especially late in the race, some kind of different strategies. You had Eric Cap, who pitted like lap 8, right off the rip, which me and Dennis were kind of thinking it was a little kooky, but he was right there with JD at the end, who, you know, pitted, I believe it was at the same time that Ralph did. So JD on fresher tires, but Cap with less fuel. Like it kind of was interesting to see all the different strategies and how they played out, and how maybe pitting early and not driving it as hard panned out better.
And the big thing with the truck that I have never seen in a, you know, road race in the Cup car is the tires actually became a factor.
Oh,
The older your tires were, the harder it was to get that car to corner, and the slower you were.
it kind of looked like, and Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you drove it as well. The fronts, maybe with the way that the caster was set up in the camber, it tended to want to push the corner
A little bit.
Yeah, when I was testing it, I definitely saw a lot more wear out of the left front than you normally would.
Yeah. And that was, I believe, you know, and I might be wrong here, and Phil will correct me later if I am. I believe that was an intentional design by Phil, so that we would have great racing rather than everybody spinning out.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the setup wise, you had to abuse the left front with how heavy that truck was to get through the infield section.
Yeah.
If you don't have that much camber caster in that left front, these things would be a brick driving through that infield section.
A dumpster fire of a race at that point.
Yeah.
But Well, you know, we were just talking about it. You guys got Gen 4s coming up at Pocono.
Mhm.
What do we expect to see going into Pocono? I'm sure you've probably already tested.
Not actually. I'm planning on doing that at some point this week. I'm expecting it to be a fairly good race. It's Pocono. You know, no matter what car you end up running there, you typically don't see a lot of cautions. And
True.
usually, if they are, they're either big ones that take out a bunch of cars, or they're just self spins.
Yeah.
Um, and with how these guys have been racing, say except for Nashville, short track woes. Um, I'm not expecting there to be more than maybe 2 or 3 cautions. Couple guys self spinning. It's the nature of the Gen 4 car. You want to gas up and go, but with the Gen 4 car, you just can't do that.
Yeah, just it tends to want to walk the rear end a little bit too much.
Well, and like I was telling AJ, I'm curious to see how the new drafting model for the non-super speedway car acts,
Yeah,
because they, like I said, they nerfed the super speedway, but they buffed and added more draft to the non-super speedway car. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I think
yeah, I am. I
I
am
think
as well.
I think Pocono is going to be a good race. So, all right.
I'm,
Well,
I'm hoping for it.
well, for us up at the booth, that's all we got from Daytona. One of the weirdest combos I've seen outside of 87s here. So, very interesting race. And like I said, if the guys that are running the officials are watching, I think this is something y'all need to look at. But like I said, we'll see you guys all next week from Pocono in the Gen 4. Have a good night, everybody.